What's going on, everybody? It's Body by Natalie here. Welcome back to my channel. It's Monday, November 19th. It's just about 6 o'clock right now. As you can see, I had my Friendsgiving, which I went over in the last episode, episode 4 of this series. And if you watch that episode, you can find out everything I ate on Saturday. My willpower did not win Sunday night. I did have a little mini binge again. This is normal for me, I'm finding out. Like, I'm starting to realize a pattern, which is helpful if you guys are trying to overcome your binges. Find patterns. My pattern is obviously around the holidays, there's a lot of stressors, family, food. It all like comes crashing down on me, and the anxiety and the stress and the fear gets to me. Knowing this, I'm gonna start writing down my feelings and keeping a journal of my emotions and what I'm craving and what I'm doing at the time that my cravings are appearing, and just writing down as much as you can and looking back on those journal entries will help you so much. Today, Monday, I woke up, obviously I'm super bloated. I didn't weigh myself. And I don't really want to, honestly, you guys. This is me right now. I'll put this down a little bit. My abs are non-existent right now. I have this little piece right here on me, always bloats. So yeah, I'm definitely bloated, you guys. So that's what I look like right now. No, I'm not worried about it. It's the holidays. This week I know is gonna be super stressful, so I'm just gonna do the best I can leading up to Thursday. Now I'm about to hit the gym, and I will catch y'all after if this gym session doesn't kill me. Alright guys, it is almost 12:30. I'm about to go to the gym. Just having a little pre-workout meal. I haven't had anything to eat today yet, per usual. 2 slices of gluten-free raisin bread from Trader Joe's, 1 egg, and a couple of chicken sausages that I prepped the other day. 6 left in here, so this will last me for like another few days. I'm going to eat this, get my pre-workout and everything ready, and I'm filming a workout for you guys today. So get out something to write this workout down with, take some notes, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on any other videos. Really quick before I hit the gym, I'm gonna show you a physique update. In the earlier clip, you saw what I looked like last night. It's about 12:30 right now. I haven't had anything to eat, but I did have some coffee and some water. So I'm holding on to a little bit of water still right now. Again, it's only the second day after my binging this weekend, so here is what I look like this morning. So I'm still kind of bloated a little bit, obviously.
Before you came round, my heart would never beat much faster. Before you came round, I was ready to slow down. Before you came round, I was heading for a small disaster. Before you came round, I was ready to blow me down.
I have 2 sets here on the free motion squat. Say you're supposed to do 2 sets of 10 on this machine. So you pick a weight and you're doing your set and you hit the 10th rep and you feel like you can do more. You feel like you can do at least 2 different more. Do them. Don't just stop because the rep says 10. Push as much as you can, and then for the next set, like what I'm about to do right now, I'm gonna put it up a little bit, see if I can do another 10 with the little heavier weight. If I feel like I can do more than 10 again, the next set I'm gonna put it up even more. I did about 12 this last set, so I feel like if I put it up maybe 1 or 2 knots on the machine, that'll be good for a set of 10. So I'm gonna increase the weight and do my next set.
supposed to do a set of 10 right there, and the weight that I picked, I was able to do 15 reps. I did 15, and now for my next set, I'm about to increase the weight. So the trick to exercises like these is always push through your heel. Move the box so it's close to you as possible. See the distance between that box and this box? The closer you have the front box to you, the more you're going to activate your glutes. Really get down in that low position, and then when you stand up, push through your heel. You can put your hand on your butt if you have to. Like, feel that glute activation working. Otherwise, if it's too far away from you, you're working your quads. So you're activating whole different muscles just based on where you position the equipment. I just noticed that that wasn't on my face at all. Sorry guys.
Good morning everybody, it's Wednesday, a little after 9. Wearing my Skyware crop top. They're so stretchy, so comfortable. CoachNap15 is your discount code for 15% off. I'll link it below in the comments. Now I want to talk to y'all about food labels. I'm going to talk to y'all here in my kitchen just because it's quiet. Start off with, what is a food label? It basically tells you everything there is to know about the food you're eating. This is the food label. Up here, it tells you the serving sizes. You have to be really careful with looking at the serving sizes because sometimes you'll have like a little package of food like this big and you think that it's one serving size, so you eat the whole thing and you don't even realize that there could be 2-3 servings in there. The serving sizes are super important to look at. And then for the calories, so one serving of this is about 14 chips, 28 grams. The calories for 14 chips is 140. And just a general rule of thumb, you want to look for foods that for one serving is around 100 to 150 calories, 200 tops. If something says it's one serving size and it's 200-300 calories, I wouldn't get that. So the calories from fat, that's the next part right here, are basically what it says. That's how many calories in one serving. Again, this is all talking about one serving of this food. That's how many calories from fat there are. This right here has 7 grams of fat. 1 gram of fat has 9 calories. 7 times 9 is 63. So technically, this should say 63. And this is just an example of how food labels can lie to you. Another example is the trans fat is the #1 thing you want to stay away from. It has shown to increase your risk of heart disease, cause high blood pressure, cause blockage of arteries. Companies make their food, they put in partially hydrogenated oils. And that's just to make the food have a longer shelf life. So you'll find a lot of trans fat in stuff like desserts, pastries, frozen food, anything that's packaged. You could expect to have a little bit of trans fat. And how the food label lies to you is if a food has less than 0.5 grams of trans fat, technically say it has 0. Even though it has 0.5 in it, the food label says 0. Don't ask me why, but that's allowed. That's why it's just best to limit that amount of food as much as possible. Next, I'll kind of go over what you want to look for, like number-wise. These basically show you all the nutrients, right? When you take a quick glance at the back of a food, you want to make sure it's on the low end of all the fats, low in cholesterol, low in sodium. This right here has 0 cholesterol and only 40 milligrams of sodium. And you want to look for high numbers, the fiber, the protein, and these vitamins down here. Percentages right here on the side, percent daily value. It's telling you how much of this food will take up your total daily value of that nutrient. Saturated fat is 0.5 and it's 3%. That means this right here will take up 3% of how much saturated fat you should be eating in the day, which is 20 grams. You want to limit your saturated fat to less than 20 grams. And another rule of thumb, you're just quickly looking at the percentages. If you see something that says 20%, that's way too high. If you see percentages that are in the 20s, don't get that food. That's way too high of a percentage for one nutrient. Saturated fats, that's another nutrient that you want to get the least amount of. The limit is about 20 grams a day. You want it to be less than 10% of your total daily calories. If you just stick to low saturated fat foods, then you'll be okay. And saturated fats are gonna be those that are solid at room temperature, hard like stick butter. So I have this stick butter right here that I bought for tomorrow since it's Thanksgiving. Has 7 grams of saturated fat. Total fat, 17%. That means one serving of this, which is only 1 tablespoon, will give you 17% of your total fat for the whole entire day. Saturated fat, it says 36%. So obviously you want to stay away from things like this. Another example of saturated fat is I bought these pie crusts. These are the ingredients and it has palm oil in it. And palm oil, coconut oil, those oils are gonna be high in saturated fats. The olive oil, the peanut oil, the canola oil, all those oils are gonna be high in the mono and poly unsaturated fats. And that's how you can kind of choose your desserts based on how much fat is in each one. Sugar-free versus normal, fat-free versus normal. Those are ones you want to pay close attention to because even though it says sugar-free, fat-free, that doesn't mean it's calorie-free. Sugar-free foods and the fat-free foods could have just as much calories as the normal foods. And when you are eating that sugar-free food, that fat-free food, you're just eating more fake stuff. If you're looking at a sugar-free food, all that is it takes out the sugar and puts in syrup. There are things that you might see called sugar alcohols, and sometimes foods will put those in there instead of the actual sugar, but I would also limit your intake of those because they can cause bloating. So if you see anything that says like sorbitol or I think mannitol, those are a couple of sugar alcohols. They want to be less than 10% of your daily calories. Sodium is one of the nutrients that us as Americans, just as a whole, get way too much of. The recommended sodium intake is less than 2,400 milligrams, and the average American consumes like 8,000 milligrams. Looking at a food, look at the percentages. So another example are these whole wheat tortillas right here. The sodium is 280 milligrams, which is 12% of your daily intake. It isn't bad because it's not close to 20%. You want to look for foods that are under 20%. A way to combat that is potassium. These are just sweet potato fries from Trader Joe's. Total fat is 8 grams, 12%. That's not too bad. 8% saturated fat, that's not too bad. It does have 140 milligrams of sodium, but look at the potassium. Sweet potatoes and bananas are one of the highest potassium foods you can eat. Potassium is at 10%. That's what you want. You want high potassium foods, low sodium foods. Back to the chip example, it has 0.5, which is 3%. It also has high polyunsaturated and monounsaturated. Again, you want to look for foods high in these kind of fats and low in these first two kind of fats. It has high fiber, 12%, which is good. But look at the ingredients. Organic stone ground yellow corn, hint of lime, vegetable oil, which again, the vegetable oils are what are high in the polyunsaturated and the monounsaturated, which are the healthy fats. So I hope this kind of helped you guys understand a little bit more about what's on the back of your food, how do you look at certain foods, what do the numbers mean. Next episode, I'll probably break down everything about the fats, proteins, and carbs. And if y'all have any other questions about the food labels, anything like that, comment below, send me a message, and I will catch y'all later.